PowerPoint. So on PowerPoint it will give you the arrows to go forward one
Okay.
page, but I don't think it does with PDF. Any experts on PDF?
Just hit the swipe once it's in full screen.
Pardon?
Once it's in full screen, you just hit the swipe button down on the screen itself.
Okay, so swipe down from top of screen, or swipe right, or maybe,
There you go.
Yeah, up and down.
okay, or maybe it's over to the right, you have to go and swipe along, let someone
This
explain. No,
No,
so,
just
so it's either up or down,
ups and down.
or you can use
Ups
the
and
mouse. And
Story of my life. Ups and down.
let's just find some feedback sheets, so I'm just going to okay, sorry. Off you go. Well done. Right.
Okay, guys, shall I start?
Yeah.
My project is it's website development for Ukrainian business club. It was an interesting experience for me. A lot of challenge to some extent, and but before I start, I want to ask you, what actually do you know about Ukraine?
All the glass, all the honey, all the steel, and all the gas all seems to come from Ukraine, and that's the excuse given for putting the prices up.
Okay,
And the
thank you,
region.
Susan.
Shevchenko?
Shevchenko.
Yeah.
I know football.
By the way, we have a poet, very famous poet, who was like a founder of nation, Shevchenko as well, but Taras Shevchenko, and it's Andrei Shevchenko is most known in the world. Maybe someone heard about Usyk.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people represent Ukraine, and sometimes we don't know who they are. For instance, Andy Warhol.
Yeah. Well,
Warhol. Andy Warhol. He's Ukrainian.
well,
Did you know about him? No. Yeah, and actually, it's my chance to let you know a bit more about my country. 44 million population before the 2022, and I believe about 20 million, 15 million abroad. Yep, a big group of Ukrainian in Canada, in USA, some diaspora in Brazil, Argentina, and so on, and in Europe, of course. It's quite a big area. We have quite a big territory, and force agricultural potential globally. Yeah, Ukraine is famous by their agriculture. Yeah, mostly, but it's not only that we can proud. It's IT development as well. Seventh IT development quality globally. Yeah. For instance, just small example, we have a government app that's called DIA. It could be translated like action. In this app, you can sold your car, sold a house, or even get married. Just with this app. Yeah. Yeah, all documents there, your birthday certificate, your university certificate, everything is there. And sometimes it was funny when we got this habit, when policemen stop you in Europe and you say, "Oh, look, what is that? I need a document." It was interesting. And another interesting fact, it's 8th place in crypto adoption. 8th place in crypto adoption. It's very interesting because a lot of people really use crypto, and followed by Bitcoin holdings. I hope the Ukrainian tax organization don't hear that. Yeah. it comes to territory, it's, for instance, Ukraine 2.5 times bigger than UK. And for instance, Germany, Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, it's still not the full territory of Ukraine. Ukrainians in the United Kingdom, it's about 250,000 people, Ukrainian people in UK right now, and we are not the bigger national community. I believe that we have about 1 million Polish people here, roughly, and we create some contribution. Ukrainian people create some contribution in the economics, because we also, it's big corporation and small enterprises as well. And I would say that Ukrainian community is fast growing and active community, because especially among the last wave, when the war started, about 200,000 Ukrainians came into UK, and just I want to say thank you to all British people and the UK government. They help us, and among these people, a lot of well-educated, talented, and ambitious people. And they of course they start a business. They try to figure out what to do, because it's a big challenge, as you can imagine. Because first of all, it's a language, cultural, all connections, you have to start from the scratch. But nevertheless, we Ukrainians start a business, and there is Ukrainian business club, which purpose is unite those people and help them to grow, because there is, as I said, a lot of challenges. What Ukrainian business club do? Networking events, advocacy, expert consultancy, a lot of things. Okay, come to my project. So my project was to create a full digital platform for Ukrainian Business Club with expanded function and with modern design and modern function. What was the necessity to have a new site? I believe that every organization has a site. And as usual, and when the club was created, launched in the 2023, it also was site, kind of landing page, where was like basic information. Who we are, our contacts, maybe few annonces, and that's it. But business club getting bigger, and people need more function. And another thing is that everything, it would be good to have everything in one place, because there was a lot of different Google Forms, like Excel sheets, different documents, and it would be good to have everything in one place, to have kind of CRM, kind of event, more functional event section, because club is about event, it's about people, and it's about events, So, stakeholders. First of all, it's a board of directors, who made a decision that we really need new site. And it's interesting that everyone is on their own stage of understanding IT processes. Yeah, everyone is user, but when it comes to creating something, yeah, and how it's have to function, it's a challenge. Of course, it's club members, is the people who are gonna use the site the most probably. It's Ukrainian community in general, yeah, because people make a decision to know more or to become an entrepreneur and so on, and they can find a lot of useful information on the site. And I want to believe that local communities is also has their own benefits, because business creating values, new product, new services, new standards, I believe, and also pay taxes, create new workplaces, and so on, what usual business does. Scope. First, the first things first. What I do is we do analysis. What people asking for, what they need the most. We do analysis what other business club sites to figure out what the most popular section, yeah. What usually business club place on their sites. After that, we run a focus group session with the club's board, ambassadors, active members, to ask them to know what they really need on the site. There was a lot of discussion, there was interesting process, because and a lot of wishes. I want this one, and everything, and it was quite hard to some extent to explain them, and that site is like a top of the iceberg, yeah? It's not necessary everything must be there. You have like your inner intranet. It could be different system that you can use information or what you need. And after that, and improve the list of action. So actually after that, we create kind of offer, yeah, kind of program, what we're gonna do, and get approved to this offer. After that, we start looking for web developer. After that must be website design and development and content upload. But it was the biggest challenge for me when we started looking for developers. I spot interesting option using AI tools. Yeah, and it was the biggest challenge for me personally, because when you just looking for provider, a lot of responsibility you pass to provider. It's not me, it's they. But if you take the responsibility on yourself, and I end up that I'm not only a project manager, I'm a developer itself, and a lot of other different responsibilities, and it's like a kind of bottleneck, yeah? Just one person responsible for all project. And we, after careful consideration, we choose this tool, Lovable AI. Is somebody heard about that? No? I believe there are a lot of different tools nowadays, yeah, that propose creating a site or presentation or whatever. And it's a very interesting instrument. It's like a ChatGPT. You tell him what you want. It will be good if it will be detailed like a technical task. And it creates your site actually, yeah. And I was amazed. first of all, yeah, because it's it's quite hard to explain. It's a big process for explaining for web developers what you really want. Okay, they give you their vision, you give their vision. It's a big process, like ping pong, but it's a direct, without middlemen, you know. And I was amazed. It's create your site already done, and it seems to be very easy, but it's not. Because inside a lot of challenges. For instance, if you use, I don't know whether you're familiar with site building. For instance, we have WordPress. Yeah, you know WordPress.
Yeah.
If you use WordPress, then already you have your CMS, system management, content system management, and you use that. Get familiar and use that. But here you don't have CMS, and you should create your own CMS. And since my previous experience, I got some project like that in the past. I possess some knowledge, and it helps me to deal with that. Actually, we create our own CMS. We create all connection between inside and front and back, and it appears cheaper. It's not for free. We have subscription there, and also we have to spend some money for expert, because I know something, but I don't know everything. So I need some consultation. So it takes 2 weeks, not a month. Yeah, and you have full control. Was the most valuable things that you have full control on that. For instance, if you want to change something, you can just take your laptop and change it when you want, whenever. And for instance, if you got another program and you need to create some landing page, yeah, you just spend a few hours and you create perfect landing page that absolutely aligned with the main site. So it was as I said, it was the biggest challenge for me, but it was interesting. Cost comparison and saving. Option 1, commercial web agency, initial cost, maintenance, and another things. What you got? Basic website and base or additional change are paid separately. So it's like you building a house. You estimate the cost, and probably you will always get the more that you estimate, because something appears, something there, something comes, and a lot of things. Option 2, build a website in-house, professional assistance, £300, annual maintenance, 400, service subscription, £22 per month. Yeah, an estimated cost just 1,000, and it's a bigger amount that we really spend for now, but I predict a more because something can come up. And actually, it's an interesting moment, because when you got your site and pay for developers, you got your site, and probably 1 or 2 years you need to change it, because perception, tasted, standards will change, and you need to do this again and again. And or you can have site for a long period of time, and it's probably reduced cost. But if you want to be modern, you need to do all this change. And taking into account that AI tools are developing so fast, and I guess we have a lot of different opportunities in the nearest future. So I guess this choice was right. to sum up, this choice give us £1,050 savings, and we have bigger opportunities, big functionality, and what is most important, the full control of that. Project timelines and milestones. So it's 3 weeks get to figure out what we need to do. Yep. And 2 weeks on the development itself. It was like a full days of development, and another time we spent on stretching everything, figure out what need to be, what if, and test everything. So actually we spent about 2 months for getting ready product. Yes. If it comes to risk, there is few moments. First of all, it's a new tool. Yeah. If we're talking about WordPress, it's long term, and everybody knows there is a lot of developers who deal with WordPress, and if something goes wrong, you just change the developer and everything will be good. And the first risk is platform won't work to some extent, yeah, because a lot of product arrives and disappear. And what we do, we work with this tool and set monthly backups. So we got this code, and actually it could be possible. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be easy, but it's possible that we use this site, give to another developer, he figure out and put it again. Yeah, if something happens. As I mentioned before, it's a bottleneck. Yeah, the one person is responsible for everything. So to mitigate this risk, I have few people that to educate them, help them figure out how it works. Yeah, and they are able to do without me. First of all, it's a content manager who need to upload new materials, update everything, and so on. And I have a agreement with my colleague that if I don't know, don't have opportunity to lead this project in the future, he can take it. So another risk, not so big, it's contextualized and bilingual, because we got English and Ukrainian version. Yeah, and there was very interesting discussion. Is it must be the same or not? because you know it's mostly about for Ukrainians that all of them understand Ukrainian, and it's like another part that we interact with businesses, with government, with funds, so on, and we need to represent in English everything. Yeah. And finally, we decided this could be slightly different because it's much more information, much more accent on Ukrainian version, and just information on English. It's the most useful tool that I learned here. It was the most useful tool for me dealing with this project. Yeah, because there was a lot of times when I explain people what must, should, could, and won't. Yeah, because first of all, we agreed that we need to. It's essential. We need new site, and we have a scope what we must do for that. And maybe we can take what we should do. Yeah, and something we could do. For instance, if it comes to web development, there is a lot of things. For instance, SEO, search engine optimization. Yeah, it's a big part of site. And when AI comes, it changes a lot. Yeah, because we not have only Google or other search engine. We have ChatGPT, Gemini, and also this search engine could be search optimization could be applied to AI tools. And we agreed that we could try to do something, but mostly is in this case. And the biggest challenge was when we switch on the AI tools. And people say, oh, you use AI, so now you can do everything. So, sorry, we agreed to do this and this, and maybe AI give us a little bit more opportunities, but it's have another challenges, yeah. And it's very useful technique. That's what I want to say. So, Ukrainian Business Club, site itself, and interesting moment that Dylan I was so involved in Ukrainian in the operation this club, as I was invited to become a board member. Yeah, and now I'm responsible for PR and marketing.
Yay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Questions?
So how many members does the club boss at the moment?
About 50 residents, because there is some difference between official residents and community. And community about 1,500.
Wow.
You mentioned there being a slight difference in the content that's on the Ukrainian version of the site rather than the English version of the site.
Yeah.
Was there a real reason behind that?
Not really, but for instance, if we, for instance, let's take some tool or some process, yeah. And for Ukrainians needs much more explanation on that, yeah, because of language, cultural, new country, and in English you don't need that.
Yeah, okay.
You don't need that. It's like overload the perception and a lot of things. So we have a bit slightly different version.
Yeah.
It's not that we try to hide something, but we could.
Please, could you go back to your cost analysis? I was trying to figure out something about your subscription of £20.
Yeah.
£22.
£22.
So,
Per month.
yes. So I didn't see how you said you are going to cost. You saw that as a risk. Is it a risk or cost?
It's a cost saving.
So how did you? That's what I want to know. How did you now save? Because I didn't quite read well how your savings is gonna be if £22 was like monthly.
Am I right? I understand you that yes, we have £22 per month, and for 1 year it's gonna be about 250, yeah. And next year another 250. And maybe it's going to be for a few years some amount. But I believe, as I mentioned, that after 1 year or 1.5 years, because time very fast now, and standard change, you need to change it. And if we count every change that actually have some price, if you're dealing with developers, it's going to be reasonable.
Oh, so in that £22 you have the scope to change without paying extra.
Yeah. So that
Is that what you mean?
it goes up or down.
The subscription means you can add change, make changes to the website
Yeah,
without
yeah.
paying additional? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can for this moment. Of course, It's like you pay for credits, you know. You like for token. You need to do
Yeah.
something, you get your token.
Yeah.
And for the development, we pay more because we need right now. But actually, could be divided between months. And nowadays, we get more credits that we can use.
Yeah.
Because there is no necessity to change everything. Maybe when you got some program or when you apply for a grant, you need to change
Yeah.
and a lot of things, but not now. It's not necessary to do that.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's really good. You have to go. You are taking longer than the allotted time, but it's a really interesting project.
Thank you.
Really interested to hear about